Okay, welcome friends to another video. In this video we'll learn a little bit about Awk. That is GNU Awk, that is like text manipulation and reporting language. You can parse any file, process and get some of the text and report in terms of whatever the data required. You can print it to or redirect to some other report or other file, like you can generate a report out of it. Okay, well, in this video we'll see how to do use the printf and use how to use a variable in Awk. There are pattern like begin and end, how to use them. There are environment variables and also global variables, how to use them. Also we'll see how to parse a CSV file and get some of the data, like some of the columns and fields, and read some lines, that sort of thing. And also we'll write a program so where you can able to parse the command line arguments that you can parse something like to a program that you generally do. And also we will try to run that command from a file. Okay, what are we waiting for? Let's go to the Unix command prompt, and there you can try something like which awk. It will show you where the binary is located. And let's try something like the manual as usual. So it's like, as you can see, it's like a GNU Awk. It's a pattern scanning and processing language, like the text processing language. And there are a couple of fields that we'll be using something like -F like field separator, -V variable, -F like program file, -V the variable. And this is because the commands are huge, so we'll be using most generally like it's like for beginner or at least the frequently used commands here. Okay, Awk Help also you can use. That will give you a short form of the commands. Manually will give you the detailed format. If you don't have any internet, you cannot browse through, or on the command prompt itself manually you can read through all the what is called commands and details of the Awk. Okay, let's try that. Which version is it? FN version is like 3. It's not that latest. I think latest is more than, but it is not getting updated frequently. It's like long back, so still people are using for their helping purpose. Okay, the format is like Awk begin, and in between there is a begin command, and after that you can write your section or commands. There is a pattern also that you can write, and after that there is a end, capital letter end, and you can write your Awk command. That's at the end it will try to execute. Begin is like initialization, and pattern is like you can run it on the fly or that sort of thing. We are not going detail on that. Okay, and let's try to use Awk begin, and let's try to use printf a little bit of commands. Printf like just like any other language, printf like formatted print. Okay, Awk will try inside the quotation, in the curly brace you can write the commands, and testing is the file name that you are trying to print. So if you try to print that, then whatever there inside the txt file, it will read line by line as it is try to print, because we have not given any such a pattern to be filtered, or that like column filtration or row filtration. Right now if you give something like pattern female, so it will try to search the line wherever there is a female, it will try to print that lines. Okay, there you go. You have only 2 lines which is having female. You can search also any other string that you want. Based upon your string you can filter. So also in this section you can try the all sort of regular expression. So regular expression itself is a long topic, so we have not covered it, like a dot star or something like that, or starting with a female, ends with like $, that we can try. That means so many number of combinations that we can try sometimes. Okay, now the same command, whatever the command inside the single quote Awk, after Awk, that I can put inside a file that I have highlighted here, female and printf, and I can use that inside my file, and can use that file because if the awk command is getting bigger and bigger, you cannot write in a single command line. It will be, you know, not readable or user friendly. So that, let's dump that into a file and use that with -f. You can give any name, it's not necessarily dot extension awk, you can give any name. You can use this command and it will give the same output whatever there, because I have dumped the command inside the awk file, and I'm using -small f awk and then whatever the parameter I have. And after that, let's try the printf. I think the formatted print is like normal print, and we can try printf like any. Let's suppose for printing integer value we have a format something like %d, that you can give something like rate. Okay, I will try rate. What is my percentage of rate? %d and then comma. This is slash in new line, it will try to new line, print a new line. After that, some number like a floating or that any you can choose any number. So it is trying to print percentile, because you have given %d means it's trying to print the integer. So if you try to, you know, like make it something like 0 indentation, like starting with 0, like 2-digit you want to make it, so it will just pre-fill with 0 then 2. So you can also try floating point also, or you can try something like exponential. So let's suppose the number is very big and you cannot read it, then you can like 10 to the power 8. E means 10 to the power 8, 2 that many into e plus 0, it means 10 to the power 8. So there are so many other formats also. You can refer to the manual of awk, or something like you can try yourself %f, %s for you know, floating point, for string, for unassigned number, assigned number, that sort of thing that we can try. This many number of, or I think let's go to the manual. I think you can find it there in the awk file. Let's go down, printf. You can search something like printf/printf. It should you can directly go there. Okay, printf. Let's search by printf. No, I'm not searching. I'm just putting page by page. I'm going page by. Okay, there you go. Printf. %c means character, ASCII character, d means decimal, f means floating point, capital F. What is the other? Unsigned number, octal number, character string, hexadecimal. Okay, there you go. Everything is there inside the manual. You can just refer that. Based upon your need, we can use that. So I have just tried 3. Okay, then we have tried printf. Now let's try to find out what is the length of each line. So this is my cat testing.csv. Length of each line means how many number of character each line contains. You can do, there is a command something like an print length. Okay, print means it will try to print the same thing whatever we have done in the cat, but I am interested in the length of each line, meaning how many number of characters it has. So you can use something like length $0. $0 also like the full line. $0, it will try to print the full complete line. So yeah, so everything, all the line is like 40, and the last line 35 number of characters there. So line by line it has, you know, calculated the length of the file. Okay. And you can also use some conditions on the line, like if the number of length is greater than some value or less than some value, then you can print that. Like greater than 35. Greater than 35 means I should get only one recording. I think the 40 has to print because the 40 is greater than 35, but why it is not printing? Let me see. Okay, that is a mistake. I was putting everything in the curly brace. Let me debug that. Okay, why 35 is not giving me anything? Okay, it is giving one. Okay, 30 is giving me value, so that means I made a mistake. So 30, it should be 30 greater than equal to 35, then only it will give you some at least 5 number of records. Okay, so that means you can try that by using some greater than equal sign, or greater than or less than that. Okay, so we'll be covering in the next video like if condition, while, and all other programming controlling languages. Okay, so let's try the environment variables. Environment variables, something like whatever they are in this current shell, so you can also use that inside awk. So we can try a couple of environment variables, something like capital user, which is the current user, like me, I am, and what is the host name, it is the system. Okay, let's try that. How to access those variables? Let's try that. Inside quotation, capital begin, then in the curly brace we can print env, that is a keyword, you can note it down, environ. Then inside square bracket you can put a double quote user, capital user. So that it's pretty long though in bird, but in shell it is like dollar capital letter. In the host name also you can try that way. Okay, let's try something like base name of a file. Base name is or file name, if you are interested in getting which file you are processing, that also you can try. Base name of this file is testing.csv that we have already processed, so it is giving base name, but there is a directory name also, like you have to give it the directory name, but that we are not interested. We'll see whether it is able to print that file name here by using file name, capital file name, that is a keyword. No, I think, okay, there is a typo, not testing, okay, not eng, I think it is end or begin or end, that you can try, not eng. Okay, let me correct that. Okay, there you go. It is printing the file name, whatever you are giving the file name, whether absolute path or full path, it will print that value. It is not it doesn't have any base name as such. Okay, file name is like that, you can use the file name like. Okay, so now we'll try to see how to use a variable. Like you can assign something to the variable and use that variable for your purpose. Okay, so you can do that by, there is an option called -v, then the variable name, then equal to the value that you are trying to assign. So variable name is today and I am assigning it Monday, and this is my variable is initialized, I mean assigned. Then you can try to print that. Okay, inside quotation begin, inside the curly brace printf, we'll try printf, the formatted print, and inside quotation we can try today is %s means a string, %s string, or you can directly print today, so it should print. So I'm just trying to print a format and print with a new line, %s means the string, the today is the variable, so we are trying to print. So let me clear the screen so that you can easily visualize it. Begin printf, so it should write something like today is Monday. Yes, there you go, whatever you wanted, it is printing. So that means you learn how to use variable by using -b. We can also use the variable initialization or counting by, okay, this is my file, count how many number of female there are in this file. How to do that? You can do that. Let's first filter. We have already tried something like awk. This is my pattern, like print like female, and then print and then the file name. So it will try to print what are the records, like testing, it will give the records, but I want to count and write inside a line like this many total count is equal to 1 or 2. Here in this case it should be 2. So you can pipe grep and URL w count, but that is like a command prompt, but you cannot use that inside a script. I want to use that inside the awk command. So there is a, as you can see inside the curly brace, I am initialized and counting like counting like plus f count. There is a variable at the end. Once everything is done, like all the lines are read, so it will try to print it, count, then use that variable f count, so that it will try to print f count is equal to 2. So in this single line, it is each line you try to iterate, wherever there is a female, it will try to increase the value by 1, like this is a pre-initialization. So once it is 0 means the first time it will 1 and the second time it will be 2. Okay, now let's try what is that we can try. We have already tried okay, let's try to print split those files. There we have tried print. This is the file as it is, it will try to print. $2 means nothing, we don't have any second field. If you try $0, $1 or $0, it will try to print everything, because our place there is no separator. But the separator, if you count, if you assume that the separator is comma, it will split each line by that separator, that is the field separator is comma. So $1 means the first id, then 13, like each in the first field of each line. After you split it, it will get it. Okay, let's try to print the $2. I am just writing a separator hyphen so that you can easily distinguish what are the fields. So $3 also you should get something like the age, gender. $4 also you can get age is and $5 is is the city, I guess. No, let me go back and see. Okay, this is a city, and $6 should be the country name. Okay, no, country, this is a vehicle name, I'm sorry. Okay, $7 is there in $7? I don't think so, so that you don't get anything because there is no value. Okay, country is there, that's why I missed it. Okay, $NF also the last field. NF is the number of fields. Number of fields we have is 7, so you can directly use it instead of hard coding it. If you know the last field, if you are interested, then you can print number of field NF. There is also something like NR, that also like number of records. Okay, we can try number of records. Okay, this is my another file, like a tab separated. If you try to print that, it will print all the lines. Like NF means the last field, like veggie, the last column you can mark veggie, metal, fruit, sky and flower. Okay, but $NR, if you try to print, it will try the first time. In the first time iterate means the number, where is the latest record, it was 1, and the next time it will come the record is it try to print the 2, second column and the 2, second number of record, and the third row it will try to get the third column, number of last, it is like the latest record that we have there, like the cursor, where the cursor was, if it is trying to read word by word. Okay, now what we can try, something like man awk NR. Okay, NR, that we are talking about the total number of input records seen so far, like the last record we have seen. The first time I have seen the first record, second line I have seen the second record, third line I have seen the third record. That's why it's spreading diagonally all the values. Okay, here let's try ARGC and ARGV. We have filtered those. Okay, let's try that. I think it will be useful if you try to write a script by yourself and use them. Okay, ARGC means the number of arguments, like the argument count, and ARGV is the argument value that you are passing it. Argument count is ARGC, capital ARGC. And okay, how to do that? So let's try to print something like begin print arg count. I can type, and then inside in a comma argc, that is a keyword that you can use it. So this is my thing. I want to pass, assume that this is my script. I want to pass my next arguments like 1 2 3 4 5. These are my 5 arguments I am passing to my script. My script is awk. So the number of arguments, it is 6. So awk is the default one, 0 1, but the next 5 is my actual arguments. It starts from 1. So this is my 5 6 because it is taking awk as my first $0 value. Okay, because this is my script name. It's similar to other command line argument parsers, like the script name then the command line arguments. And you can also try something like by index name. If you know the index, like I'm interested in the second argument or third argument, you can also do that by using argv, argument, capital argument value. So argv is like an array, so we need to use those in terms of like square bracket and the index number. Argv, inside the square bracket you need to pass it like the first argument, it is ek. See, the first argument is ek, second argument is do, then 0 is awk, 5 is should be what, char, and 6 should be panch, the last one. Okay, 5 is panch, and then 6. Okay, I don't have any 6 because it's starting with I don't have any 6. Okay, I starting with 0. So please correct yourself. Okay, correct myself, I corrected. Okay, so we can also write in something a script and try to print everything in a single line by using a for loop. Or okay, we'll begin it and begin the section and write the for loop. So we are not covering it, so we'll be covering the loop also, like while, do, while, for, and everything, but for a starter point. So you can use something like for loop. This is initialization, and this is the condition argument hyphen 0, because it's starting with the count is starting with 0, and we should not go towards 6. The arguments is 6, so I don't 6 means it is not giving, so -1. So plus 0, this is like I got my variable like the for loop inside the bracket. Let's try to print all the value. What should I print? I should print argument v, the index name, so that, and what is the value inside it. So index name means it should be I, and the value, like the first for percentile d I will pass I, and for percentile s I will pass argv then I, so that it is for printing purposes. You can directly see all the values in a single inside a script. So this is my script, so you can use -f argv. So this is our script, and then pass all the arguments that I was trying before. See, in a single line, in a single line, it's printing everything instead of trying multiple times, because we have used for loop. Okay, that means we have learned also quite a few commands, and there is a command like whatever the dump variables that we have, that you can dump into a single file, like the global variables. Dump the global variables to a single file. Okay, let's try that. What is the command? Command is awk hyphen dump variables. Then you can give quotation. I will try to print the last value is awk vars.out. This is the default value, and this is the global variables that is there, that it will try to dump it. Okay, let's see the history, and we have tried this much. Thanks, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for upcoming videos. In the upcoming videos we will learn how to use array, if condition, for, while, do while, how to exit a loop, like using continue, break, and also exit. And you can also read a file handling, that sort of thing that we'll try. Stay tuned, and thanks for upcoming videos. Bye bye.